you know, a beautiful scenic climb, just riding along. What the fuck? How did that happen? Just, this might be the worst I've ever seen. Oh, I hope nothing's fucked up. Jeez, that is bent. So I was just riding up this, kind of like mid-interval, kind of like mid-tempo, just spacing out a little bit. I just hear this like fucking crunch like you would not believe. I look down and there's just a log. I wonder if it's even gonna shift and like be okay, but shit. Well, now I have 2 bikes out of commission. Damn, guys. It's just not been my my luck recently with the biking. That really blows. So at the start of the video, what you guys saw, welcome back to the channel, I guess I should say. Today is day 20, I believe, of the series. So today was intervals. We were doing 30-30 intervals, so 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. That's probably one of my favorite interval sessions of all time, just in terms of getting a really good kind of increase in fitness in not a very long period of time. The intervals are still going to be my favorite way to get in really good shape. But yeah, it looks like today's ride is going to be cut short because of this. I'm going to have to think of something else for this video, but we'll go back to the house and yeah, I think we'll talk about the supplements that I didn't get to in the last video. So I guess I'll meet you back at the house because this shit's all fucked up. Yeah, that's pretty toast. But who can complain? Every day's a good day. Just gotta Chris Froome it. Stuck in the easiest gear. Full power! So anyways guys, in the last video we went to the vitamin shop to pick up a couple things, a couple different supplements that I use, and I thought in this video I would just talk about how I use my different supplements. A couple of years ago I got really into the supplement scene just because I was looking for just a small edge on my competition, and I found a few that I actually really like and I found essentially really do increase your performance. So I'm going to be talking about those today, just how I use them, and I think I'll go into more detail in other videos about each in particular, just because they are kind of unique in just what they do to the body. So I guess I'll start with the most important is going to be the carb powder. So carb powders, maltodextrin, anything that has essentially just carbohydrates in powdered form that you put in a drink bottle is going to be the best supplement that you guys can get. Essentially, most people don't like to eat on rides. They totally forget, or if you're in a hard race, it's really hard to even eat. What I like about the maltodextrin or carb powders is that whenever you're drinking your bottle, you're having a caloric input. So even if you do forget to eat, you're always going to have at least a little bit coming from your hydration. So these are going to be the best supplements you guys can get. You'll notice right away when you start training with the maltodextrin powders that you'll see your rides become longer and longer, and that your power goes up with each ride, because when you have that caloric input, you're able to ride for much longer. The next one that I do recommend is going to be BCAAs. So the branched chain amino acids essentially just prevent muscle breakdown as you're working out the muscle. So if you're doing intervals, I like to throw this in my bottle. It kind of tastes good as well, so it helps you drink more. And it just allows you, I'd say for me, I get to do 3 more intervals than I would otherwise. So I use the carb powder and this BCAAs whenever I go out for a hard ride, or honestly even just any ride. I like to throw that in there. That's kind of like my go-to. Another one is, this is kind of, I wouldn't say this is that important. Again, I don't like protein powders because I believe you can get all your nutrition through whole plant foods. But a protein powder, if you're doing resistance training, is going to be good just post-workout to get that, the amino acids, the proteins in when your body is in its most, dynamic state, I should say. I don't know if that's really the best word to describe it, but I actually have my post-workout meal here. It's now cold because of our little adventure in the backyard, but post-workout meals are going to be better than any of these. So when your body is, I'm going to say dynamic state. I'm going to come up with a better word, but that's what I can think of right now. Essentially, after a really hard ride, your body is going to be in a state of change. And if you can get calories in as quickly as possible, I'd say between 10 to 15 minutes after your workout, that's when you're going to see the hugest increase in performance, is because your body is trying to change, and if you're giving that caloric input, it's going to want to change even more. So I do believe in getting that meal in as quickly as possible after your workout in terms of just getting faster, getting stronger, and that's going to be better than any of these supplements. Another couple that I use mostly in the off season are going to be pre-workouts, creatine, and beta-alanine. Essentially, a pre-workout is just a really strong stimulant, so it's got a lot of caffeine. Sometimes it's got some other stimulant clones in there that will essentially just strengthen your central nervous system, so muscle outputs are going to be much stronger. And so if you're doing resistance training, guys, it's going to be good. If you're doing cardio training, definitely don't recommend it at all. So with a pre-workout, it's going to be making that muscle work harder. Essentially for your legs, right? If you're doing the leg press at the gym, if you're doing squats, if you're doing kind of leg extension, anything like that, it's going to be really good because you can get a stronger contraction, which is going to mean a little bit more muscle breakdown, which essentially equates to growth. So that's going to be really good if you're doing resistance training. If you're working out cardio, though, the muscle that you're going to be working is your heart, and if you're like blasting your heart with stimulants, it's just not good for it, and I do not recommend training with stimulants if you're doing cardio. Creatine, guys, I've experimented with creatine in the past. I found that it helps if you're racing in really hot conditions because your body stores more water. If you've been on it for about a month, so you use about 5 grams of creatine a day for a month, in your body, you'll probably see a huge increase in weight, and that's why most people don't use it. Is when I first got on creatine, I actually gained about 10 pounds. And that's almost all water weight. So it helps you if you're racing in the dry conditions. Otherwise, though, you're just going to put on a lot of water that honestly you're not going to be using that much. And then the other one is beta-alanine. So beta-alanine, if you've ever had it before, you'll know the alanine tingles. It's really weird. It's kind of uncomfortable at first, but you do get used to it. And beta-alanine flushes out that lactic acid. So if you're a person who cramps a lot, definitely recommend the beta-alanine. All right, guys. So the phone actually just ran out of space. The set is changing every single time we do a jump cut. But anyways, the next supplements that I wanted to talk about were actually for your immune system. If you guys don't know this, when you're training at super high intensity, your immune system will be taking a hit from that. Your immune system will be lowered a little bit. And I just like to do things that will definitely help support it, prevent you from getting sick. Because guys, if you're in high school, if you're in college and you're not getting that 8 to 9 hours every single night, your immune system will be even lowered from that. So training on top of low sleep, that's a recipe for getting ill. And if you are preparing for a race, there's nothing worse than getting sick. There's been times where I've been a week out from an event and gotten a cold, and it's like there's nothing you can do, you can't train. So preventing getting sick is always going to be super ideal. The two things that I like is if you wake up one morning and you have a little bit of a scratch in your throat, or you feel a little bit warmer than usual, get some Echinacea, guys. So Echinacea is a natural, it's a herb, and people have been using it for a really long time to boost the immune system. And this thing, it really works, guys. So a few weeks back, I actually felt like I was getting a cold, and I had, it comes in a little dripper vial, right? So, super chemisty, right? It comes in one of these. It's this like really disgusting flavored juice, I guess. And it's you just gotta put it right in the back of your throat, but you do it every 2 hours. And within a day, guys, literally, I didn't feel like I was sick at all. Then the other one is just vitamin C. I'm sure you guys have all seen that. Anything with a lot of vitamin C in it is going to boost your immune system. And also, nature is always going to have the best solutions. Garlic, guys. Garlic is a huge one for your immune system. Really helps. So with the Echinacea, the garlic, and the vitamin C, you're going to be pretty much able to beat off a cold unless it's a really bad flu or something. One more thing, guys, if you're doing this on a plant-based diet, a B12 vitamin is going to be really good. If you eat fortified foods, you're going to be getting all your B vitamins anyways, but the B12, really good because it helps your body's natural energy metabolism. So that's going to be pretty much it, guys. When it comes to the protein powders, I say always get vanilla and then just add a cacao or cacao powder to it, and it's just gonna change it into chocolate. So I don't see the point in buying a chocolate protein powder when you can pick this up for like $3. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Tomorrow's let's see, not sure what we're gonna do tomorrow, but we're still in that program. We're still riding every single day and then doing the resistance training at night. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.